Hello everyone, and welcome to the enzyme tale of malleate isomerase. Without further ado, let's get into it. So to start us off, we have a little summary of our characters for this tale. To begin, we have malleate, our substrate, who will be converted to our product, fumarate, via the enzyme malleate isomerase. Within this process, malleate isomerase will have a little bit of help from the amino acids cysteine 76 and cysteine 194. Who share in their structure but differ with respect to where they are located in the amino acid sequence. And this is denoted by the numbers 76 and 194. One day there was a bacterium named Berry. Berry was but a humble Nocardia farcinica who spent his time replicating and growing killer mustaches, as most bacterium do. Suddenly, Berry began to feel unwell. Something was wrong. However, he could not determine what. Let's take a deeper look. Meanwhile, within Berry's cytoplasm, there was an issue within Berry's cellular processes. Good thing Dr. Isomerase was on the case. It seemed that there was a bottleneck in the degradation pathway of nicotinic acid. This was apparent by an abundance of malleate and a simultaneous absence of fumarate. Malleate isomerase has been put to sleep by a competitive inhibitor. What can be done, Doc? We must increase enzyme concentration in order to defend against this foe, he said. For a solution, a surplus of malleate isomerase. There was no longer any more inhibitors to bind to the active site and impede the enzyme's ability to facilitate the conversion of malleate to fumarate. Now free of inhibitors, malleate isomerase is ready to get to work. The first thing he needed to do was find a malleate that he could work with, which was no issue given the nicotinic acid degradation pathway blockage. The reaction begins when malleate, our substrate, binds itself to the active site of malleate isomerase, our enzyme. This binding is facilitated by varying interactions such as hydrogen bonding and hydrophobicity. At the active site of malleate isomerase, cysteine 76's sulfur atom, shown in yellow here and here, is first deprotonated to be a better nucleophile, which is our white circle there, popping off so that it is more electronegative. The conversion of malleate to fumarate involves rotating the C2-C3 bond 180 degrees. In order to do this, it first must be reduced to a single bond. This is our C2 carbon right here, and our C3 carbon, which are currently double bonded. The deprotonated and negatively charged sulfur atom of cysteine 76 attacks the C2 atom of the malleate. The sulfur is now covalently bound to the C2 atom of the malleate, but that is not all. At the same time, the thiol proton of cysteine 194 is transferred onto the C3 atom of the malleate. This proton is going to go right here to the C3 carbon. These two actions bring about the formation of a cysteine intermediate. Now, over here in this diagram, the red arrow points to the bond which is going to be rotated, which is a critical step in the conversion of malleate to fumarate. At this point, the formed C2-C3 single bond is now rotated 180 degrees with cysteine 194 on standby. See once again over here. The cysteine 76 sulfur and C2 bond dissociate while the C3 atom is deprotonated by cysteine 194, essentially reversing the beginning steps of the mechanism. Given this, the C2-C3 double bonds are now established. We now have fumarate. And this mechanism is shown in the diagram over here on the left with the deprotonation of the C3 atom right here back to cysteine, as well as the dissociation of the C2 atom to the sulfur on cysteine 76 over here. Fumarate is then able to leave the active site and another malleate enters to continue the process, with both cysteines ready to go again. So some more fun facts about malleate isomerase. It is a member of the asp-glutarase superfamily and is important in polymerization and esterification reactions. As seen, it is essential for the last step of the metabolic degradation pathways of nicotinic acid via cis-trans isomerization in malleate. And it also has promising industrial applications with respect to managing tobacco waste, specifically nicotine. With nicotinic acid no longer building up within him, Barry is feeling much more revitalized. The end.